When I think about American Leadership Forum, I think the word gratitude comes to mind because it's made such an impact in my own life, and the organization has had such an impact in the lives of so many people in our community.
To have people who you can have real substantive conversations with, who you're comfortable with, and you're not worried that something you say is going to come back and bite you later on. I mean, we really coalesced as a class.
ALF changed my life for the better in so many different ways. As a leader, as a husband, as a father, all the things. And I never would have thought that I would have gotten all of that from my ALF experience, but it taught me to listen in ways that I didn't listen before.
The ALF experience has had a dramatic impact on me, both personally and professionally. From a personal side, it has inspired me to be with other leaders that we can make a difference. And the unique thing that happens with ALF is we are all so committed, not only to Houston, but all of America, and in some cases, the globe.
When I got in it, I felt like I was at a point in my life where I needed that introspection. I needed that kind of thinking about what have I been doing, how can I do it better?
The American Leadership Forum really served as the cornerstone for my leadership.
It enhanced that part of my career that has to do with working with the city and doing this survey that has now gone into its 33rd year.
After my class experience, the next year or so, I was the CEO of the Houston Area Women's Center, and we were looking at doing a $10 million capital campaign for our shelter, which was huge in those days. It was huge. And I had never done a capital campaign. And so who did I turn to? I turned to the 17 other members of my class. And they became that group of people who either themselves donated funds, connected me with people, made it happen, and it was because of them.
For me, it was at the time, I think most of us think we're already leaders, but it was an experience that really opened my eyes to what really true leadership was.
You know, I learned through the American Leadership Forum the importance of collaboration, working towards consensus. I learned how to be a servant leader, which I think is extremely important.
I was at the helm of an organization that was going through a turnaround, and we had to make some very difficult decisions about downsizing and making changes that had to be made. And it was very critical in helping me make the right decisions on what would keep the organization going strong.
It made all the difference in the world for me to be quickly integrated into the community and to be able to begin my journey of lending a hand and being a civic leader in Houston.
How can I make an impact? You know, I mean, we all want to, and we all kind of strive to do that, but it really almost sharpened, you know, that concept for me and commitment. I've of course met marvelous people, and you know, undeniably the networking, the connectivity is invaluable.
When I went through class 17, I was in my first term as a Houston City Council member, and I used the contacts I made through both in my ALF class and I guess more broadly in the larger group of ALF Fellows. When I needed somebody for assistance, to answer a question, to help on a project, whether or not they said yes, they were always available.
More than anything, I think it sort of set the framework for me for my community involvement, and really gave me a perspective, and really the fuel that really drove me, particularly in the areas of public education and healthcare. And both of those two areas have been areas that I've really been committed to over the last 20 years.
Well, one thing that I'm very, very involved with is children. And I now have the opportunity to lead the Supreme Court of Texas's Commission on Children, Youth, and Families. And what the organization stands for is collaboration, how to bring all the stakeholders together.
That experience just again opened doors and made connections and developed a sense of confidence in the quality of people who are here and in the ease with which we can form relationships and work together for a common purpose.
We were able to learn from each other, and we were able to make each other better. I mean, my class was just so phenomenal from start to finish.
I think it made a huge difference for me in being willing to be out there. I found my voice. I'm willing, to take a risk and say what I think I need to say to get something done.
I enjoyed the camaraderie and certainly, the achievement, accomplishment of doing it.
It was a great experience. I would never exchange that.
I loved it. Loved the ALF experience.